Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Warami, and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter, Maria, into the Native Institution, a school set up by Governor Macquarie in 1815, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. She studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, from which present-day Blacktown gets its name. We're very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this morning or this afternoon. And with very good reason. Your advancement is our advancement. Your progress progresses us all. Now, this is perhaps more readily understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you brought back to camp was distributed throughout the rest, and your efforts literally nourished the whole community. And you, of course, were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it right. In fact, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he had met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested the earth without tilling it. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into. So there was no homelessness and no rich and poor. We had no armies or jails or even police. No history of slavery or empire building. People were cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So remember, this is not an ideal, this is normal life, or it was for a long, long time. And we should expect no less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. So I would say to you to expect great things from your life and do great things. Together we can work together and get this country back to a beautiful, healthy and just place that it was. And we can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you good people graduate. Just want to say congratulations to you all and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Yano, welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research of Macquarie University, Professor Jim Piper. Professor Piper.
Thank you. Well, colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduates, and most importantly of all, graduands. It's a great honour and pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. I hope this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. Today we celebrate the achievements of those of you who are about to graduate. Completing a degree is never easy. You need to have an intelligent, inquiring mind, determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices along the way. You've worked very hard to get here today, and you have every right to feel proud of what you've accomplished. We at the university are just as proud of you as you are of yourself. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who are sitting behind our graduates as their invited guests. The fact that you have been invited by one of our graduates to share one of the greatest days of their lives is proof that you have been an important guiding influence on them. And many of our parents and relatives of graduates have travelled very long distances to be with us today. So a special welcome to all of those. So, invited guests, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. You graduates here today may not realise it, but you're about to participate in one of the oldest of Europe's social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduates are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young, in fact, only 49 years of age. However, in those 49 years, we've come a very long way as a university. We now have more than 140,000 Macquarie University graduates living in more than 140 countries, excelling in their various professions and walks of life. In recent years, Macquarie University has been transformed by new facilities, our library, our medical school, our new hearing research institute. Surging excellence in research, as well as growth and diversification of our education programs for both undergraduate students and postgraduate students. We are now regarded as one of Australia's premier teaching and research institutions. In fact, last year, Macquarie University was ranked in the top 50 young universities of the world, actually number 16 to be precise. That is out of 20,000 universities that have been established in the last 50 years. So that's pretty spectacular when you consider how far we've come in a short time. But only recently, 2 months ago, Macquarie University was ranked in the top 5 Australian universities for the quality of our research publications in the last 5 years. It's clear we're forward-looking and we are very much on the move. However, some of the things we all value so much about Macquarie will not change. The friendliness of staff and students that our visitors notice and comment on will continue. Remember, you will always be welcome as a graduate and with your friends to our wonderful campus. Macquarie will always be a leader in teaching and learning, and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. In just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer upon you your degrees and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Thank you.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I call on Ms. Bianca Vitali, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Commerce, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Ms. Vitali.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests. I was immediately excited when I got presented the opportunity to be graduate speaker. However, the excitement turned more into a predicament when I thought to myself, in quick succession I might add, I hope I don't trip over and make a fool of myself, followed by, how do I sum up all of our university experiences in just one speech? Well, I managed not to fall over, so now I'll try the speech. In thinking about how to go about writing this speech, I went back to my first week at university. I was really excited to be here, studying something I actually wanted to study, and proud to be the first member of my family to attend university, which I'm sure some of you in this room also understand. Then I remembered the excitement becoming a bit more of a panic when I was confused at what everyone was talking about when they said blackboard, not understanding that I should have read the unit outlines in a few chapters of the assigned textbooks, which I still hadn't bought before my first ever tutorial, and freaking out about my first assignment because I couldn't find my marking criteria. I'm sure everyone in this room would have experienced that initial panic that we were all in over our heads, but we persevered, and today we can finally begin calling ourselves university graduates. To explain to everyone in this room today how proud and excited I am about that would be a pointless task. Every single one of my fellow graduates in this room today understand completely how much work has gone into us graduating. And while in the future, when we're running our own multi-million-dollar corporations and working ridiculous hours, we will look back on our time in Macquarie and refer to it as some of the best years of our lives. However, right now, sitting in this room, the memory and sting of major assessments due tomorrow that you still haven't started, group work where it feels more like an individual assignment, and the late nights spent cramming for exams are still too fresh in our minds just yet. However, there are still good points. As today, as well as walking away with a qualification, we are walking away with a number of good memories that have made this experience at university more than just a degree. I'm sure a majority of you have been to at least one conception day. I'll never forget my first one and being shocked at the number of people that actually looked happy to be on campus that day. Or how we also experienced the transition from the old library, where you could never find a seat close to exam time, to the new library, where you still struggle to find a seat close to exam time. So each of us would have had at least one kebab from the food court, fallen asleep in at least one lecture, and drank one drink in the U-Bar. Some of us more than one, I'm sure. Yet, we have all had the chance to make lifelong friendships. I know for myself, I've met some amazing people who will be long-term friends, and also make up a network of people within the same industry as myself, so when I need help in the future, I know who I can turn to. I met these people not only through class, but through being the president of the Human Resources Club. I found that being the head of a club was not only a rewarding experience that has enabled me to meet people within the same industry, but has also allowed me to obtain guidance from the faculty. In particular, Professor Lucy Taxa, the head of the Department of Marketing Management, and Denise Jepson, who, if any of you have done HRM 250, will recall her infamous lolly jar at every lecture. However, the HR club was not our only club on campus. I recall being overwhelmed each year in O Week by the number of clubs at the university, and I'm sure all of you have your own memories. Maybe of the actuary ball, helping out in a dramatic production, or even some of you might have been in members of the Harry Potter Club, who really seemed to enjoy playing Quidditch near the lake. Reflecting back reminded me that while we're all sitting here today, about to officially become university graduates, a number of us couldn't have done this degree on our own. And with that, I would like to thank every parent, guardian, friend, sibling, and partner that has helped supported us through sleepless nights, mental breakdowns, and capping the internet due to research. And of course, by research, I mean procrastination on YouTube. They have also celebrated our wins and consoled us in our losses. And without that support, it wouldn't have been possible for me to be standing in front of you today. And I know many of you will feel the same way about those individuals who have helped you grow into the person you are today. And I know that all of them, some of which are in this room, will be watching you graduate today as proud of your accomplishments as you are of them. On that note, I will end my speech today with some wise words for all of us to take away from Denzel Washington. He said, "I've found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There is no doubt about it. Never be discouraged. Never look back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall throughout life, fall forward." Thank you.
Well, thank you, Bianca, for that terrific speech. She spoke about the coming of age, which is part of being at university. It's not just about the material and the learning and the assignments. It's about the people that you meet and study with, and I can assure you that many of your lifelong friends are those the people that are sitting around beside you right now. And I think Bianca really hit the spot when she talked about that. So we often hear about online courses going to change universities. Well, they are going to change universities a bit, but in the end, people want to come to universities because they want the experience of meeting other people, working with other people, and getting those lifelong friends. So thank you very much, Bianca, for that. Now then, it's always a great pleasure for me presiding at these ceremonies to confer degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. I now call on the Deputy Registrar of Macquarie University, Mr. Jonathan Wiley, to give me such an assurance.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I certify that all candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
Graduands, in the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations, you are now graduates.
Please be seated. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. This is the largest faculty at Macquarie and one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, and these continue to be in high demand, both domestically and internationally. Graduates have recorded employment levels and starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. Research in this faculty is at the cutting edge and feeds into teaching, giving students the best possible learning experience. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I now call on Professor Lucy Taxa, Head of the Department of Marketing and Management in the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Taxa.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting Professional, Prudence Ann Hickey. Katrina Lamb. Chao Lee. Min Min Tant. Ali Nurala Varani. Martin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce, Martin Gilchrist Buchan Ford. Yu Chen Chang. Zichao Cheng. Kuchen Gun. Chan Wen Gao. Hosro Khosravi. Xing Ying Li. Wen Yuan Miao. Sha Wei Chue. Anita Saka. Vinda Vediano Sindo. Ling Su. Xia Wong. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Economics, Johannes Carlos Holzermann. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Business, Cha Wei Cao. Farah Khan. Anga Molana Sodikin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting, Jonathan Tang. Andrew Tomar. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with Bachelor of Economics, Wingman Choi. Andrew Yuen. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Arts, Charmaine Buenaventura. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, Kimberly Cooling. Lara Chantal Verna Josephine Winston. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the Bachelor of Commerce, Accounting, Abhijit Pai. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with Bachelor of Science, Ravitija Valavela. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance, Jonathan Wangzaputra Abbas. Yan Chen. Yong Yao Fu. Xiao Jie Han. Shutao Huang. Suren Lee. Hyun Jeong Shin. Fu Song. Jiaoqing So. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Alexia Themis. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, Khan Mahmood Sharir Aziz. Tanya Barnett Smith. Philip Elverthorpe. Shu Han. Vanessa Kwan. Chao Yang Li. Annalisa Maria Teresa Mooney. Detuan Nguyen. Walid Tariq. Kebin Shu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Serkan Attila. Samantha Kate Ailing. I Ting Chan. Louis Fuchuen Chen. Min Yung Dang. Ling Feng Deng. Hong Cheng Dong. Jing Fung Jason Ung. Bradley Martin Fisher. Song Geng. Dristi Hamal Takuri. Stephanie Lena Hickson. Jepung Hu. Pung Huang. Mary Sonia Jagannathan. Jushin Jiang. Sen Long Jiang. Yan Jiang. Tula Karaskakis. Shanila Islam Khan. Un Jung Ko. Jacqueline Siuman Lee. Wing Han Lee. Shin Lei Lee. Juan Lin. Yujie Lu. Daniel Luong. Beth Marie Mills. Kiki Mew. Chi Nie. Georgia Perrin. Zhuang Qian. Yan Sang. Li Shen. Shivendra Sri Ramanathan. Xiao Yun Dao. Anya Tran. Bianca Jane Vitali. Xiao Fei Wong. Xiao Lin Yang. Chi Ye. Mei Chu Yeng. Ka Wai Yu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting. Xiao Wei Gu. Siraj Khan. Min Ni. Jashandeep Sekon. Timothy John Stone. Long Jiao Tang. Natasha Wood. Chien Shu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Marketing, Sarah Mihye Yun. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting, Nizreen Al-Mandawi. Muhammad Ali. Viorica Azmazova. Nicola Victoria Barsby. Natasha Louise Boys. Yu Tsen. Yanjun Chen. Ji Chen. Eric Cheng. Yao Cheung Choi. Yana Tsui. Yi Feng Ding. Bin Bin Dong. Tu Tao Yong. Angelica. Wen Lu Fung. Shi Yung Gao. Ya Gao. Ji Ye Shuen. Si Yuan Jin. Yakupiti Lalindra Kasun Kirtipala. Sabrina Khan. Nicholas Lavan. Huang Ang Le. Le Ti Huang Yen. Dan Dan Li. Ting Ting Li. Wei Liao. Wen Min Liao. Dong Long Lu. Jing Fei Lu. Ji Hei Min. Carolina Monaco. Yara Nefetov. Myrna Nohra. Machiko Ose. Fei Peng. Ashwini Pereira. Budi Prasetyo. Lei Chin. Shu Chin. Yue Shan. Fuyue Shen. Ga Yi She. Jing Jing Shou. Octavius Sugianto. Chen Sun. Jen Tung. Narmathan Tiruchelvam. Sieni Sugianto Jiao. Meng Xin Wong. Chi Hui Wong. Ro Chi Wong. Shu Wen Wong. Wen Feng Wong. Jia Wen Chiao. Jia Wen Chiao. Jiannan Yao. Lan Yao. Yao Yao. Hao Yan Annie Yao. Lok Man Michael Yung. Yagwang Yu. Yi Yuan. She Jung Yun. Yin Sung. Ming Zhou Zhang. Xiao Long Zhang. Yao Ling Zhang. Jing Zhao. Yang Zhao. Chung Zhen. Fang Zhu Zhou. Di Zhu. Yi Zhu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Business, Alexander Mladanovsky. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that superb voice is that of Angela Brewer, our brilliant soloist. Would you like to hear a bit more? No problem, just enrol for a master's or PhD degree. And in 2 to 4 years, you can hear her again. Can you join me in thanking Angela Brewer? And also, could you join me in thanking our wonderful musicians, organist Dr. James Forsyth, and trumpeter Melanie McLaughlin. It is now my pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Emeritus Professor Carrick Martin. It's a particular pleasure since I've known Carrick for most of my almost 40 years at Macquarie University. Professor Martin began his career lecturing in accounting at the University of Melbourne before joining Macquarie University as a senior lecturer in accounting, ultimately as Professor of Accounting, Dean of the School of Economic and Financial Studies, and then Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Administration at Macquarie University. Professor Martin is extremely well known for his textbook, Introductory Accounting, widely used here at Macquarie over many years and around Australia. His responsibilities at Macquarie University included the development of the Research Park, which is between this building and the Macquarie Shopping Centre. Such major companies as Siemens, Sun, and a variety of other leading international companies reside on that campus. Professor Martin has been the State President of CPA Australia and has chaired numerous committees for this professional body. He has also chaired higher education review panels for the New South Wales Government and for a number of Australian universities. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce to you Emeritus Professor Carrick Martin.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, graduates and guests. Thank you for your kind words, Professor Piper, and I'm going to break with protocol here. I understand that this is your final graduation ceremony before retirement, and I would simply, as a colleague, like to place on record my acknowledgement of your superb career as an internationally renowned scholar in laser physics and then as a wonderful administrator for the university, particularly in promoting research. I wonder if you would join me in thanking Professor Piper for his contribution. And now to our graduates, for it is indeed your day. I would like to congratulate our graduates and indeed their hard-working and supportive families on the excellent achievements recognised today. And appropriately, my remarks will be addressed mainly to our graduates. All of us who have completed such a long haul might well ask what we learnt in our years at Macquarie. It's always a difficult question to answer. Academic results certainly measure the tangible outcomes, but there are also intangible gains that are much more difficult to assess. I'm referring to the development of personal, or what are known as generic, capabilities, such as interpersonal skills, communication abilities, and an analytical approach to learning. As graduates of a rigorous academic program in this faculty, today's graduates are armed with prodigious skills. You are able to apply the latest techniques to detect trends in economic cycles, company profits, and even human mortality. You can employ information technology to explore complex relationships faster and more fully than in the past. These technical capabilities are certainly required in modern professional life, but they are not enough. I had this brought home to me some years ago in the case of a former student, let's call him Rodney. Rodney was a difficult student. He missed assignments, he failed many courses. You understand all of that. He finally graduated, to our great relief. Some 6 months later, I received a telephone call from his employer. The moment of truth. I was not prepared for the employer's response. Rodney is the best graduate we have ever employed. Do you have any others like him? Rodney had certainly acquired valuable skills at the university, but what were they? Higher education, at its best, offers more than the learning of precise facts and applied skills. Degree study is an enriching experience which also provides the opportunity to develop personal capabilities. I'd like you to think about those challenging assignments that consumed hours of your time and caused much frustration. They required research skills, analytical thinking, and the ability to communicate the findings to others. But above all, they required persistence and a determination to succeed. And then we refer to the times that Bianca was informing us of so well, the time that you spent outside the classroom, in the cafeteria or the bar, in discussions with your fellow students over assignments, or perhaps simply talking about the world at large. And it can be seen that the university life offers a wealth of learning experiences that go beyond the acquisition of set facts and applied skills. These generic skills are at least as important for your future careers as the technical skills you have acquired. In 2010, Graduate Careers Australia conducted a survey of some 350 graduate employers, asking what skills and attributes the employers valued most. Was the first one your academic results? No. The most highly ranked attributes were interpersonal and communication skills. 75% of the respondents put this as number one. The ability to work effectively with other people was seen as critical for your success in the workplace. Communication skills, both oral and written, were also highly regarded. Employers next valued personal drive and commitment. These are the very qualities that are required to complete an onerous degree that may span several years of study and which may well have some setbacks along the way. Third came critical reasoning and analytical ability. Graduates are expected to be able to analyse information and to arrive at conclusions and recommendations. This attribute also includes curiosity, sometimes something that can be lost, and the ability to think independently from those around you. Your assignments and your examinations surely required those skills. Academic results came forth. Good results in relevant subjects are always influential to employers, but note that as the survey showed, there were 3 generic skills or more that were more important. Your degree years will have fostered the development of these personal attributes and have thereby enhanced your employment prospects, not just now, but throughout your career. Other surveys suggest that on average people change jobs every 4 years. Have you thought of that? Sometimes with dramatic changes of direction. Your career path will therefore require transferable skills. I began my career as a tutor in accounting, and I ended up in university administration. Not necessarily an upward path, but still. In my portfolio, I had responsibility for many activities outside my previous experience, ranging from building projects to computer meltdowns to sewerage blockages and student uprisings. I had not been prepared for any of this, and the learning process was at times a painful experience. In rising to the challenges of new assignments, we all need to rely upon our personal generic skills, including the ability to acquire knowledge quickly, to work with people, to earn their trust, and to analyse unique problems. So generic skills will be vitally important for your lives ahead. There is one more important way in which your studies will have continuing relevance for your future careers. Many of today's facts and procedures will eventually become outdated, particularly in a school such as this. However, the principles underlying those procedures remain highly relevant. For example, in my field of accounting, for years I taught students how to write up journals, ledgers manually. Took them hours, the books would never balance. And of course, today no one writes up journals or ledgers, they're all computerised. But the underlying principles of classification, recording, integrity and control are as valid now as they were then. By emphasising the enduring principles rather than procedures, your lecturers will have ensured the continuing relevance of your studies over time and as your work situations change. The achievements we celebrate today are considerable, yet they are but one step in your lifetime education. And as Bianca pointed out, at Macquarie University you will have made valuable friendships with people who will become your professional colleagues and with whom you will share interests and experiences over the years. I do recommend participation in alumni events as an excellent way to maintain these friendships. And the university has rich resources to help you to continue your development, and it is always here for you. You can continue to use the library, even if there aren't seats, the sporting facilities, or perhaps to undertake further study. Well, Rodney made his perilous journey through Macquarie University and had a good outcome. So what did Rodney learn at Macquarie University? More than either of us knew. A fine future awaits you. I wish you every success.
Well, graduates, you couldn't get more wise words from one of Macquarie's long-standing staff and friends, a person highly regarded in the academic profession, but also in the wider profession of accounting, and an extremely influential person. So I hope you remember his words and join with me in thanking Professor Martin again. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship to Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. For the rest of your lives, you are part of the larger Macquarie family, our alumni body, and part of a network of more than 140,000 Macquarie graduates scanning the globe. We will keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope you will come back here to visit the campus, attend alumni events, and to undertake more study or simply visit our beautiful campus. And I hope that you make every attempt to keep in touch with the university and with each other. Looking back on university life, it's often the case that many years hence, the people just sitting right beside you are going to be extremely influential in your life, your future networks around the world. So to help you break the ice, I now ask you to just turn to your neighbour and shake their hand and congratulate them on their graduation. Okay, well done. And remember, these will be the people that you'll touch base with time and again over the next 20 or 30 or 40 years of your careers. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning, gaining experience, inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves, and to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. I challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and in all things, offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on your life's journey. My hope is, as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you've learned here, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. And in all you do, I charge you always to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope also that you always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here today with you. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. First, will all our new graduates please stand? If you had placed your testaments on the seat behind you, and then turn around and face your families and give them a great round of applause and thanks. Thank you very much. And if you could now turn around but not sit down quite yet. It's very common as I stand here welcoming graduates to shake their hands. Large number of graduates will look across at a member of the faculty that has helped them along the way, right from even an early day of advice or a kind word when things were getting a little tough. So I think you would be quite happy to acknowledge the people on the dais who are the representatives of the academic faculty of the university. Please join me in a round of applause for them. Thank you very much. Now, the official party will soon leave the courtyard, followed by the graduates, and I welcome you to join us for refreshments outside. Will the guests please stand and remain standing till the last of the graduates have processed out of the courtyard, and then join us in the university court for light refreshments. And now, graduates, wishing you all the very best for your futures, I conclude with the words of the old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.